Okay, so we are on our technical second maiden voyage of the boat project. The first one, I had really rough waters, didn't quite have all the equipment I needed, ended up being a complete disaster. But I learned a lot and got a lot from it. So I'm basically in the boat now. I'm sitting, I'm rocking in it, and I can barely even rock this boat. I mean, it is super, super stable. Out on the dock, I actually stood on the edge of this boat, 185 pounds right on the edge, couldn't even tip it, no way. I've gone over some waves I made with my motor, ended up doing pretty good. So if I stand up here on the fishing deck, does not feel bad at all. Okay, I'm kind of rocking it a little bit, but it's actually pretty smooth. The one thing I'm kind of wondering about is when I do the trolling motor, which I'm going to kind of do here. Get my foot on, I don't want to fall in the lake trying to do this, but I'm actually having to stand on one leg as I troll, but you can see I'm trolling. Get a little edge of the water there. But it's kind of difficult. Okay, in fact, I almost kind of lost it right there. So that, I'm gonna probably have to do something where I can sit down a little bit. But as far as the stand-up troller works good. Sitting on the deck here works good. I can walk all the way up towards the front of the boat here. No problems, it's not trying to tip or anything like that. The weight is very evenly distributed, I should say. Here's the back area. Got my motor running. That motor ended up being really good. I bought it sight unseen, which basically I never tested it. I got the fuel line and everything hooked up for it. I started up with 3 pulls. Now it starts up on 1 pull. Runs really good. The only problem I noticed with it, and I don't know what to do about it yet, is when it's going in forward gear and I give it gas, I have to lift the cover off. In fact, if I run it without the cover, it runs really good, but then its idles are all off. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. Probably some sort of adjustment I'll have to figure out, but definitely moves this boat, no problem at all. In fact, the trolling motor sitting right there, it moves the boat. I'm on, I think, a 3-speed right now. Oh no, I'm about a 4, okay? And it moves the boat just fine. And on a 3-speed, it moves the boat just fine. But as far as having a fishing deck, I mean, this thing's great. I can stand up here. I feel completely comfortable, secure, no problems whatsoever. Absolutely love this thing. My hatch is all working out. Everything's dry. There's no leaks in the boat. You know, when I launched it last time, I ended up hitting a wave, or when I launched it, something bad happened. I ended up getting about a gallon of water in this thing. I was worried it was leaking, but it doesn't seem to be leaking at all. So all I can say is so far, huge success. There's no doubt that these pipes that I added, you can see them on the ends there, there's no doubt that they ended up paying off in dividends. I mean, for about $100 investment plus filling it with some foam. So maybe if you want to push it, a couple $100 investment. These things are stabilizing this boat great. Now, this I don't have this tested with multiple people on it. I don't plan on having multiple people on it. At the most, it'd be me and my little boy who weighs about 50 pounds. I'm 185 pounds, and I am actually very, very stable in this thing. I mean, obviously, it's going to rock. All boats are going to rock, but this thing is not going anywhere. So, very happy with it. Okay, here's a shot of the boat tied to the dock, and all I want to show is you can see how little those tubes are in the water. So those tubes are 3 inches above the bottom of the boat. So the boat is in the water 3 inches, and then the tube's taking it just a little bit, not even an inch. Now when I get on the boat and the motor goes, of course, obviously it goes a little bit more, but not very much. The water never goes halfway beyond the tube. So this boat total, I'm guessing, not with me in it, but probably this about 400 pounds right there, and no problems at all. Now this boat initially, when I got it, maximum capacity was 380 pounds. So you can see it's doing great. Okay, I thought I'd share a little trick that I came up with. So what I discovered last time I launched was this trailer, I can't see it. It's too short when I back up. When the boat's on it, works fine. I can see the boat, I can see the motor, backs up really easy. But when I'm backing up by myself, I can't see the end of the trailer, so it's very difficult to back up. And what I did to solve the problems, might be a little hard to see in this camera, but I got this little reflector rod right here. And it comes down, and I just drilled a hole through this bunk board right here, and it just goes into the frame there, and I can see it. Okay, and so what this does is this is a kind of like a little sight, like a sight on a gun, and when I look through my rearview mirror, I can see this thing, and I can back this trailer up very, very precisely. So it's just like having a boat on. So I thought I'd share that tip with anyone who comes across that problem. Very simple fix. Just got that at the hardware store and taped it together, make it long enough, and all works good.